Minnesota Columbus coming up. 7-8 on the rotation. Columbus -120. About in that range, -120, -125, home favorite. The total 5.5 shaded to the under in this game. I kind of like the spot here for Columbus, to be honest with you. I'm looking in their direction here a little bit in this hockey game. Minnesota's not a team on the road I trust right now. It's been to be honest with you, it's been really horrible for Minnesota away from XL Energy Center. I don't know what changes here. I know it's only Arizona you beat before the break, Columbus, but it was a win they needed. Bobrovsky was terrific that night, which is good to see because even his plays bobbled a little bit up and down in a lot of games prior to the break. So that was good to see. Yeah, I got no problems with -120 here with Columbus. I think that's the side to look at. I think it's a situation where the Minnesota Wild have been a complete nightmare when you get them outside of their home building, as evidenced by their 9-14 road record this season. That's not very good whatsoever by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, definitely Columbus -120 side that I will be on tonight in this game. Alex B. Smith, Minnesota Columbus for you. What do you got?
I'm right there with you. I'm looking at Columbus here, and we talked about for the longest with the last month and a half about Columbus missing guys, key players, and now they're finally starting to get some guys back. We see that Cam Atkinson returned back in the final game before the All-Star break. Dubinsky was skating yesterday. I still think he's still got a while back. He's got the fractured orbital bone, and he was infamously sent home from the Vegas trip or whatever. So you still got some guys trying to find their way back in the spot, but Columbus. We mentioned it before the show started about how tight the Metropolitan Division is. 5 points between second place and last place. So, like I said, this is the time of year where, even though it's January 30th, every single point counts in that division, whether you're playing within the Metro or anybody for that matter down the stretch. So, this is a time where Columbus getting guys back, getting fresh, getting rested, playing a Minnesota team, like I said, that outside of downtown St. Paul, they really don't show up for games. It was a horrible effort they put up against Pittsburgh the other night to end up the break, go into the break rather. The only way I'm looking at this would be Columbus here. Like I said, 120 is a decent price. I think the Blue Jackets come out with a solid effort against a shabby road team in the Wild.
Yeah, Shabby is right. I mean, it's the same story with Minnesota. A lot of years I've seen this same pattern play out, and it's been the team that they rally around that raucous home environment, and then you get them on the road. It's not so good all of a sudden. By the way, these two teams are a dead even 3-2 in situations with extended rest this season, so no edge there either way. Minnesota is actually 5-0 over the total. Extended rest coming into this game. Columbus 3-2 to the over. So a little bit of an over angle there if you want to go with obviously the fact that the overs have crushed it in the first night of the All-Star break the last two seasons. So just some food for thought, some stats to throw out there. But Columbus is the play for me here in this one. Dana Lane also has Minnesota Columbus on his card for this Tuesday. Dana, what are you looking at here?
Yeah, I wish I had some more friends when I'm picking these games, but I don't get any. And I will say this: I'll preface this play by saying I think Columbus is a fantastic team. In fact, I think Columbus is going to make a ton of noise when it gets to the postseason. But again, first game back, you have to think now. Okay, now we're getting close to the deadline, and we know that Chuck Fletcher is no stranger to making deadline moves, although not many of them had worked out. But you go out and get a Martin Hansel and cross your fingers. But I mean, that kind of puts everybody on high alert, and I think with that, do you think you're going to get your best effort tonight out of Minnesota, even though it's on the road? And I think that is going to happen. There is a huge gap right now when you talk about special teams, and I think that's the way that Minnesota's got to win this game tonight. I think Minnesota's special teams are obviously much better than Columbus's, considering Columbus is dead last in power play percentage. But when you look at the difference between the Wild power play and the Columbus penalty kill, there's also a huge discrepancy as well. So I'm not saying that I think Columbus is not the better of the two teams. They definitely are the better of the two teams, but at plus money, at least to me, it's worth a shot when I think that they have a real advantage with the extra man. You look at Zucker and Koivu and Granlund; they've been sensational on their first power play unit, and second power play unit certainly has been pretty good as well. So I think I think at plus money, at least you take a shot with Minnesota. Certainly not my best bet, but I think they might jump up to bite Columbus tonight.
Yeah, all right. Minnesota on the road for Dana Lane. And you see Bruce Boudreau, a quote from him. This is not a bet on quote. They asked him, what does your team have to do better on the road to change the results? It's hard to put a finger on it. Well, great, coach. You're supposed to know how to fix these things and fix these problems. That's not something I want to hear. That's not some confidence-inspiring quote going onto the road. It's hard to put a finger on it. Come on. Give me something better than that, Bruce Boudreau. You're supposed to be the coach of this team and have ideas and ways to get your team out of ruts in a particular situation, and it's hard to put a finger on it? Come on. What are you paying me for?
If common sense and current form were the only way to win games, none of us would be sitting here doing videos.
That's true. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's in against Dana again. He goes against the grain sometimes, and he's going to hope that Bruce Boudreau did find a way to put a finger on it here tonight and help this Minnesota Wild get a victory in this game. Should be interesting. But again, Minnesota, to me, to take them seriously as a legitimate threat in the postseason, they got to get better on the highway. That's all there is to it. We'll see if tonight they're able to rectify those issues in Columbus. But it's a 2-1 split here. Alex and I looking at the Columbus side and Dana with Minnesota.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.